Well, here's an update video for Pearsonba350 and TheMrRuger. If you're not subscribed to their channels, you should go check them out. Their channels, you can see the actual burning of this, but just wanted to show it off a little bit because it looks pretty cool right now. The way it burned out, and then the rain came that night and put it out real quick, so didn't burn a whole lot further than what we had it going. That little area down there is what we called the oven. It was a glowing red hole that we just kept shoving stuff into. Yeah, this thing was huge. I don't know if anybody ever watches I noticed it before. Usually I put the Jeep on it or something. But it's burned down pretty far now. I was hoping it would turn into a pile of white ashes that I could easily dispose of, but fire kind of put it out too quick for that. Thought this was kind of neat right here. There's an old beer bottle cap sitting there. I don't know, I was just chilling there the whole time, I guess. Never noticed it when we were burning. These logs here we didn't even bother burning. They're so soaked. They're just big rotten sponges. So. Oh yeah. Kind of neat looking now. So there was a huge pile of brush where all these charcoals are here. And I had a bunch of brush sitting on that burn in the burn pit, which I carried over and burned. And then we had a pile of junk back there from when we cleared all that with the tractor. Then we had a bunch of random stuff down the trails that we pulled out and threw on here. So burned a lot of stuff. Today's Tuesday, we did that Sunday, and let me tell you, Monday I was tired. But there's your update. Yippee. Yeah, I guess I haven't done an update back here since we did a lot of work. As you can see, been doing a lot of clearing here. Axel's running around with me. Starting to open things up. Got another trail cut through there. Haven't done a whole lot back there besides widen it up a little bit and clearing all the junk. But yeah, this is the biggest area that's opened up now. Got a pile of bricks and different things in here. I'm guessing, because I think my house used to have a chimney or something. So maybe this is what's left of it. They took it out. So I'll have to clear all that out. Yeah, just kind of a mess. Got this pile of loose brush here. I'll have to drag that out with the tractor or something. It's just kind of a mess. Still got a lot of junk that needs to be cleaned and cut and dragged out. It's getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. And if you notice, I did do a little bit of work on the fence. All I did was raise and lower the posts a little bit to make it a little more flowy. Make it look a little nicer so it's not so jagged looking as it tries to follow the terrain. So this side is good. I need to start putting the rest of the crossboards on and finish it for once. The other side I'm kind of reluctant to start because you see that big maple tree right on the other side of the house. I'm talking to tree people trying to figure out how to get that taken down. And while they're at it, I'm also going to take down those two big tall trees there. Just taking out the ones right around the house because I don't like big trees next to a house. So, well, I guess we'll just turn this into a full update video. So that's the maple I'm getting taken down. It's pretty big. House is right there. There's power lines running along the far side of it there down the road. And then I also have a line running to the house from that pole. And then I got pump house and propane tank over here, which pretty much anything could get hit if anything were to fall off of that thing. So get it out of there. Plus it'd be nice to, sorry if I'm shaking here, my gutter's full. Fills up very quickly with that tree right there. So it'd be nice to get that out of there. Plus I won't have so many leaves on my driveway. And yeah, here's the fence I was talking about earlier. You can see how it's all up and down, up and down. I'm working on leveling all that to make it look a little more visually appealing. That one's gonna be kind of tough because it's got such a big dip, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that section right now because if I get the tree taken out, I'll probably end up taking the fence down so it doesn't get squished. It's easy to pull out. Them posts are so soft on the ground. And over here is the other two trees. These guys are tall. That's me looking almost straight up. See how big they are at the base. Supposedly, let's say the right side is a hemlock and the left side is a spruce. So you can see the barks are a little different. Plus, here we go. I don't know if you can see very good there. Those are hemlock needles. Alright, there is spruce needles. So, it's kind of neat that they grew together like that, but I don't like it. They can't be anchored together very well like that. I mean, I'm sure the roots are all twisted together, but it just makes me nervous. Then I've noticed in here, which was full of tree junk and stuff when I moved in, I pulled it out. There's actually a bush starting to grow in there. I've noticed it's starting to kind of rot out there, so. Way up there. And if you notice, there's like a metal cable or something tied between the trees there too. I don't know if somebody did that when the trees were younger to keep them together, or if it's just because of the stuff they had hanging on them when I moved in. But, yep. Tree guy does say though, if they do fall, this guy will probably fall on the propane tank, which might go up in a big ball of flame, but no big deal. And this guy would probably fall that way, so they wouldn't hit the house, but I'd rather they just don't fall. I'll cut them down. And of course I have to have a climber do it. They say this guy here, they could probably pull and fall off into the bushes out there. But this one, the way it leans, there's no way to fall it. It says if the propane tank wasn't there, you could probably fall it right there, but yeah. So I gotta have a climber come out and take it down in pieces. And obviously that maple has to come down in pieces. Going through the full update here. I know somebody asked me about this truck here. Haven't done any video on it because it's usually been a day of frustration working on it every once in a while. Usually I'm trying to get something done on it and I just don't want a video. But I did some work this weekend, got it running pretty decent. Still, I think I just need to do a good tune-up on it now. I need to do a plugs, wires, cap and rotor type of thing. Because I haven't changed that out on it yet. Because they looked semi-new when I bought the truck, but they're probably wore out because they're old. But this weekend I had played with the timing before, and if anybody remembers, I rebuilt the carburetor on it. And it just didn't run right. It was always popping, kind of popped at idle, and popped a lot on deceleration out of the exhaust. So started playing with the timing a lot, made sure the total timing was good, and then ended up dropping the timing down to 4 degrees from 8 degrees because of the heavy duty 454 and the light duty 454 have different specs. That, and then I went through and I adjusted the idle mixture screws on that Edelbrock carburetor, which is a pretty easy little process. And doing those two things, it drives really good now. Still might be a little down on power, but slowly getting through it. Just don't have as much time as I'd like. Yeah, she drives pretty good though. Saturn is still down, or I don't know if I ever said anything about it. Probably never even made another video. Heater core went out again for the 3rd time, so it's sitting on the trunk here. Just trying to find the receipt so that I can get it replaced under warranty, but I can't find the receipt, so I'm probably gonna have to buy a whole new heater core for another 90 bucks, whatever it costs. So just been driving the nice truck. And there's the old beat up heap. It's taking more damage. Fender's looking smashed up a little more from the tractor, and don't know if I've showed it off since the doors came off or whatnot, but yeah, she's looking rough. Still runs good though. A couple of minor repairs here and there to keep it going. Nothing major. Another pile of brush over here I keep forgetting about. I gotta burn that one. All this brush was pulled out of that spot over there. That's where I had gotten the tractor stuck. So I plan on clearing the brush all the way along here. I think I've said that multiple times. Very slowly. Tractor works good like it's supposed to. The Oldsmobile's still sitting, haven't touched it. The Jeep alternator is acting up on it. It's a good old pond. I figure I'll end the update right here. Pond slowly filling up for the winter. Critters are flying around. Axel's all excited about what's in there. And that's a good update. Yada yada yada.